sticky and goopy. Oh my god. Oh, flour in my eye! Oh! Welcome to Savory Stories, the show where we make food and drinks from your favorite book series. Today we're going to be making a food item from a recommendation on one of our prior YouTube videos. Our recommendation comes from BB Gum, and they say, I recommend November cakes from the Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. A very good dessert from a very good book, and the author made the recipe herself. So what is that book, you might ask? It happens at the start of every November, the Scorpio Races. Riders attempt to keep hold of their water horses long enough to make it to the finish line. Some riders live, others die. At age 19, Sean Kendrick is the returning champion. He is a young man of few words, and if he has any fears, he keeps them buried deep where no one else can see them. Puck Connolly is different. She never meant to ride in the Scorpio Races, but fate hasn't given her much of a chance. So she enters the competition, the first girl ever to do so. She is in no way prepared for what is going to happen. And the specific quote that the November cakes come from in this book is, Finn finds my left hand, opens my fingers, and puts a November cake in my palm. It oozes honey and butter. Rivulets of the creamy frosting joins the honey in the pit of my hand. So we're gonna be making the recipe that the author made herself. I don't know how canon of a recipe we can use other than one the author wrote herself. So the first thing we'll need is a cup of milk, half a cup of water, nothing like watered milk. 2 1/4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I feel like I'm doing a science experiment. Throw 1 tablespoon of butter in there. Put this in the microwave and microwave it for 2 minutes or until 100 degrees because we don't want to kill our fungus babies. All right, so that came out a little bit hot, so we're gonna set this aside to let it cool a little bit, and in the meantime, we'll get our dry ingredients. So first thing we'll add is a 1.5 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and now we want to get our fungus babies, and we want 3 teaspoons of fungus babies. No cats. Cats aren't allowed to have butter. Okay, so you'll want 2 eggs. Put that right in our dry mixture. All right, now that our mixture is nice and warm, but not too hot, we're just gonna pour that right in, get out an electric mixer to make this easy, and mix this on low until it's well mixed together. Now we'll want to add in the rest of our flour so that we can make this into a nice thick dough. So we need 2 more cups, but we're gonna start with 1 cup at a time, and we're gonna sift that in before mixing it together. All right, so this is probably the part where the original instructions make a lot of sense. You're supposed to then mix this dough together with a stand mixer. I don't have one of those. The original instructions say if you don't have a standing mixer for some strange reason I cannot fathom because they're the most useful things ever, you can knead it by hand for 8 minutes instead. I'm doing it by hand. Deal with it. Oh my god, it is so sticky. Oh geez. Well, this is gonna be fun. All right, so get your hands in there. This is so sticky. Oh my god. And you know, we're just gonna mix this together for about 8 minutes, I guess. Yeah, this is probably a lot easier with a stand mixer, given how sticky and goopy this is. Oh my god. So if you have a stand mixer, use that instead. Scrape that goop off your fingers, and we'll get another bowl. Pour some vegetable oil right in that bowl. Move it around in here, get it all nice and coated. Take our dough and just scrape it right into this. Let that yeast do its job and let this rise for 1 hour. Cover it with a towel, put it somewhere warm, and let it be. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll see you guys in 1 hour. All right. It has been 1 hour later. Let's see how this has risen while I've been waiting for it. Oh my god, that has risen so much. It was touching the towel, like it was almost going over. So we're gonna make the filling for this, which is actually an orange flavor. And it's pretty much just butter and orange extract. So we're gonna wanna get 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Now we'll want to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of orange extract. But you have to open it up first. All right, so let's get our 1/4 teaspoon of orange extract. Boop. So orangey smelling. Orangey, 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 orangey. And we'll just mix that all together. Make sure that orange is nice and mixed into the butter. Dad, stop eating my butter. Down, come on, back, back. All right, so now that we have our filling, we get to make a really nice mess. we need to get this dough onto our counter and roll it out into 1 foot by 20 inches. So get out your flour, let's just dust very liberally. Because my God, that stuff was sticky beforehand. So who knows how sticky it's going to be now. We got our whacking stick. Sorry, we don't beat anything in this episode this time. You'll have to go back to that other episode for your therapy session. So now let's get our goopy dough and just dump it right in the center. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is weird. Oily, goopy mess. How is this even gonna work? Okay, let's get some more flour on top of this so maybe we can actually roll it. Suck up some of that stickiness. Let's try rolling it out. Oh my God, this is such a weird texture. This rolling pin's too heavy. Or what's a foot? What's a foot by 20 inches? I don't know what that means. Let's get some measuring tape here so we can measure this out. Oh my God, we got our foot perfectly. Oh my God, I am amazing. It is almost 20 inches. You don't need much. This stretches pretty easily by itself. So we're pretty flat. It looks pretty even. 20 inches across. And we got our foot wide. Now we'll want to take our little wiggly brush, take our filling, wipe that along the entire top of this. Make sure the entire top of this is covered. Oh no, I dropped it on top. Damn it. Okay, we're okay. We're okay, everything's fine. Okay. Ah! Okay, so now we need to figure out how to roll this into like almost like a cinnamon roll shape. And so we're going to roll it lengthwise. How am I even supposed to do this? Flip it over, I guess. I think I put too much flour on this. I hope that doesn't pick it up. It is sticking. Oh my God. Even with all this flour, it's sticking. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It's rolling. It's kind of rolling. Roll. Oh God. It's so sticky. Use a shit ton of flour because you're gonna need it. Oh my God. I put so much flour on for this specific reason and it's still sticking everywhere. Okay, I've managed to roll it over. I think we're good. So now we need to cut it and put it in some muffin tin so that we can cook it. Okay, so now before we get everything set up to actually cook them, we need to preheat our oven to 400 degrees. So I learned the secret of the universe and I bought these pans because of it. So all of my pans have been rusting. So I did some searching and I found out it's because normal pans that they sell inside of the grocery store are steel, not stainless steel like this one. They're normal steel coated in a non-stick coating. So if you scratch that at all or let water stand on it, it's gonna go through the steel and rust. Buy stainless steel pans. You will thank me later. So I'm gonna get out my coconut oil that I use for everything when baking, and we're gonna coat these. And don't be shy, get into all those nooks and crannies. Not nooks and grannies, nooks and crannies. I'm also going to grease the top of this pan too, so that when it inevitably overflows, it doesn't stick. And now that your hands are just a mess and completely greasy, we're gonna want to take our log that we have here and cut it into 12 pieces. Oh, it's so sticky. How are you even supposed to cut this? Here's our old dingy. Pat off that extra flour that we got sitting on it and just plop it right in the center. Cut another, roll it into your fingers. Oh my goodness, it's so goopy. And then just plop it right into the pan. Oh my God, it's already overflowing. Are these like tiny muffin pans or is this just a lot? Oh, I hope this doesn't make a mess. This is gonna make a mess. This might be a fun thing to make with children because they're gonna really like to get their hands nice and messy with this. It's so goopy. Oh no. Look at this. Look what I've done. I have no clue if that is actually going to cook. Like these ones that are just kind of overflowing everywhere are gonna make a huge mess. Oh my God, guys, you're making so much noise. Why do you do this while I'm recording? My God, sell your tits. All right, let's try cutting these tops off. Well, that kind of worked. Okay, plop that in. Okay, not terrible. These aren't gonna be the prettiest looking things, you know, but I'm sure that once we ice them, they'll look okay. Now that we have these in here, we actually have to let these rise a little bit more, so cover them with probably wax paper so it doesn't stick and let them sit for a half hour. No. Oh, flour in my eye. Oh, that hurt. All right, so we have waited that half hour. Let's see how they look. Oh my God. Jeez, it rises so much. I'm really happy that I fucking cut those tops off. If I had left those on, this would have been crazy high. Oh no, it's sticking still. Slowly. Okay, now that they've risen pretty crazily, I gotta say, it is time to cook them. We had our oven heated at 400 degrees, so we're just gonna throw these right in. And hopefully they don't make a huge mess in my oven. We're done. 14 minutes later, let's get that out, see what it looks like. My God, these guys, so big. Okay, so our cakes cooked a little bit weirdly, but I think they're done. Oh, these smell so good. Oh my God, I'm excited to eat these. Okay, so now these are good. We can set them aside, let them cool down a little bit. We need to create a glaze for on top of them. Get a pot and pan and our stove, because we're gonna be cooking some shit. All right, so the first thing we'll want is 8 tablespoons of butter, 3/4 a cup of brown sugar. Get some nice caramely flavor in there. Open, please. Oh God. Ah, there we go. Put half a cup of honey. I haven't had honey by itself in so long. So now we'll want to heat this up on medium-high heat, stirring constantly until we get it to a rolling boil. All right, so we brought it to a rolling boil. This is ready to go. So now we want to keep this boiling like this for 2 minutes. Make sure it's perfectly 2 minutes while continuously stirring, because we don't want this to burn. And everything in this recipe just pops up and wants to explode everywhere. Man, make sure that you're constantly stirring this so that it doesn't overflow. Ah, just like I push it over the edge immediately after I say it. Ah! Boop, boop, boop. All right, so we've been doing it for 2 minutes. You can turn that heat off. And now we want to put in half a teaspoon of vanilla. Woo! Oh my God, it attacked me. Okay, careful, because it's gonna bubble up at you. Stir that in. Okay, and 2 tablespoons of whipping cream. Oh God, what is happening? What is this magic? Ah! What is happening? Oh geez, I'm scared. Okay, it's calming down. Man, we got some magic ingredients going on here. It's making this bubble like crazy. It looks and smells just amazing. So let's take this off of this hot burner, give it a nice final stir, and let's put this aside so that we can get our buns out. As you can see, these have become a nice golden brown. So now we'll cut these up to separate them since they all kind of merge together. So let's see if we can dump these upside down. And there we go, they're just falling right out. These are so spongy. Oh my God, these look great. Oh, it smells so good. All right, so now let's get our mushroom cakes all standing up here. We'll take our still hot caramel filling. Look at that, it smells so good. And we will spoon this caramel filling right on top of here. Do not be shy. These should completely cover it. We're basically making sticky buns here. Oh, it is. Okay, don't spill, please. Oh my God, that looks like such a nice glaze on this. Ow! Ah, I just burned my tongue. Oh, that hurt. Don't lick the still hot caramel because my God, that hurt. Okay, so now we have to let these sit and completely cool and let this glaze harden up a bit, and then we're gonna create some more icing to put on top of it. Okay, so the first thing we'll want for the icing on top is to get a tablespoon of butter. We're gonna melt that down. Put in half a cup of powdered sugar. We'll mix that all up. Now, as you can see here, that butter is nowhere near enough to actually turn this into an icing. So we'll add just enough water until this is fairly thick, but also thin enough to actually drizzle on top of those cakes. So now, just gonna take a spoonful. After this has cooled for about 5 to 10 minutes, so the caramel, it's literally caramel on top, has dried, we're just gonna drizzle this on. I gotta say, these are looking pretty damn professional. This looks like something you would buy at a store, like at a bakery. All right, I think these are good to go. I really want to eat one, so I think it's time to call our taste tester to come over here and help me taste. Got horsey lady over here.
Horsey? What?
Crawling on the ground.
Do horses don't crawl?
They crawl. Four legs. It's like crawling. It's basically crawling.
It's walking.
It's basically crawling.
Crawling is on hands and knees.
Don't you judge me.
I don't even think horses are capable of crawling.
I shut up.
Judge him. He doesn't know what horses do.
So, What do you think? I think they turned out pretty great.
They look pretty amazing. I thought they were gonna look more like cinnamon rolls because it's
I
like
did
you were
too.
making them kind of like cinnamon rolls, but they look more like muffins.
Yeah, they
but
definitely look like muffins.
They're like bread muffins.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's so sticky.
It's super sticky.
They're a little
Hey,
stringy.
that's just like the quote in the book, so I mean, that's a
true.
really good sign.
It said that his fingers are all sticky.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so good. It's got a really fluffy bread flavoring, like yeasty bread flavoring, and then with the sweetness on top, it's like a perfect combination.
And the caramel gives it a nice texture because it's like more firm. So you bite through the firmness of the caramel and like the like brown bread on top, and then you bite into the soft bread, and I can definitely taste the honey and butter. So it's like if you guys have ever had like toast with like honey and butter on it, I had that so much as a kid. It was so good. This is like that on steroids.
And you can definitely taste the hints of orange inside of the bread. It's really good. It's a little bit subtle, so like I'd probably put in a little bit more flavoring, but it's definitely there and it tastes so good.
This is really good.
Oh my god.
I don't know if it's better than the Pirellia, but it's pretty damn close.
Oh yeah, this is like an amazing breakfast food.
Yeah. This is definitely a good replacement for like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, this is on par with a cinnamon roll. I would argue this is better than a cinnamon roll. Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, I think it is better. Like especially the honey. I can really taste the honey.
I just got a strong bite of orange.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe it was just rolled weirdly, but I just got a strong bite of orange. So like you definitely get that layering inside of it. It doesn't look like layering though.
No.
Like
you
it
can't
literally
tell.
just looks like a muffin. Oh man. Oh, it's so good. I want to eat this entire thing like right now.
Oh.
I gotta say, Maggie, we went off your recipe. This is amazing. You did a great
good.
job. I highly recommend you guys make this recipe at home. It is so good. And get the book.
Yes.
Buy the book. The book is also very good. You can figure out where that quote is from. All right, guys. Well, that was the Scorpio Races, and we have created our November cakes here. If you thought this looked great, leave us a like down below. Leave us a comment if you're going to make this at home, or if you have any suggestions for things that you want us to make in the future. Again, this was a recommendation. We take your recommendations to heart. We actually make them. Press that subscribe button so you can see more of this content. If you haven't rung that bell when you subscribe, go ring that bell so you can be notified as soon as you get these recipes. I'll see you guys later.